If you're over the age of 40 and you've thought about starting an online coaching business, but you're completely lost as to where to start, I'm going to help you in this video. And by the end, you'll have a very, very clear roadmap on how to launch your first online coaching business. Before we get started, why should you listen to me? Well, I'm Brian O'Neill. I've been a coach since 2020. I've done over 1,000 phone calls. I've created lots and lots of content over the last 3 to 5 years, and I've coached a lot of people. Now, my niche is I help people launch online businesses using what they already know how to do, whether it's from their 9 to 5 job, which is why I said over 40, corporate career, a transformation that they went through in their life, or maybe just a skill or a hobby that they've developed over the years that they've thought about monetizing, thought about becoming a coach on. They just really don't know how to do it. So that's the basis and the foundation of what I help people with. I do a lot of mindset training as well, because that's one of the biggest roadblocks that my clients have, is they simply just can't get out of their own way. They're capable, they can do it, they have the experience, they have the knowledge, the ability is there. They just are blocking themselves. And once we remove those roadblocks, then they can move forward and start the business. So I want you to think about that while you're going through this process of becoming an online coach, because one of the things that you might say to yourself is, I'm not qualified. Like, who am I to charge people? I need to be some type of an expert or have a certification in order to coach people, to help people solve a problem. And, excuse my French, complete horseshit. It is not true. No one has ever asked me for any type of certification. I have the ability to help people because I've proven it over and over again. And those are my credentials. I've solved my own problem. I've lived it. I've helped other people do it. They have written testimonials. They've given social proof. And I don't need to have some type of certification or degree. That's all from the mindset of growing up in the system, which is like, we have to have a degree before we can get the job. It's like, no, you don't. You've had the job. You've had the skill set for 15, 20, 25 years, some of you way longer than that. Or you've solved a problem for yourself that you can help other people with, or you've already helped them solve it in real life. And as soon as it comes to doing it online, you become an imposter. Who am I to charge? That is going to be, without question, your biggest hurdle to overcome. And when you overcome that, because you can, as soon as you get over yourself, then you will be able to actually help people and coach people, which is what you want to do, which is why you're watching this video. There hasn't been anybody that I've met who wanted to become a coach that did not say, I don't want to help people. They all want to help people. That's why we get into the coaching business, is because we want to give our knowledge and our experiences to other people, likely because we don't want them to go through what we went through, which is exactly why I'm a coach. I went through 26 different side hustles, 14 years of going from idea to idea, of not succeeding, of not winning, of missing my family, of flying on airplanes. And I finally figured it out. I said, you know what? It doesn't need to be this hard, and I'm going to help other people with it. And I built a coaching business all around that. But I had to start from zero. And if I had to go back knowing everything that I know now, I would do it a little bit differently. All right. So here are the steps that I'm going to lay out for you that you can take to your online coaching business. And I'm assuming that you have never coached anyone before online. Maybe you've just done it in the real world. Like you've helped people in your life, 9 to 5, or maybe just friends have come to you, or you've coached people through a thing and you've done it for free. And I want you to think about that while we go through this. So once you have your idea, and if you don't have your idea, I'm going to give you something that will help you nail down your idea pretty quickly. It's called the Skill to Business Formula. It is a set of prompts that I put together that extracts the skills out of you from those 3 areas that I mentioned. And you'll have online business ideas based on what you already know how to do, transferable to an online business in about 15, 20 minutes. 7,000 people have downloaded this free resource. It absolutely works. So just go get it and start using it. That'll help you with your idea. Okay, so now you have your idea. You know what you're going to be coaching people on. What do you have to do now? Well, you have to put an offer together. And before you do anything else, like looking at what funnel am I going to have, what CRM, what social media platform, all these things that don't matter, like you're literally putting the cart before the horse, is you have to have your offer. That is the number one thing. Nothing else matters besides your offer. That is the most important thing. I cannot say that enough. You have to know who you are going to be helping. What are you going to help them with? How are you going to do it? And what is the end result? What is the transformation that you are going to take the person through? Now, I want you to think about the transformation in terms of something that is realistic. In the beginning, your offer is an evolving thing. So you can start off with a very small problem, a smaller problem than the larger one you might be thinking of. I'll give you a good example, a real life example of what I do. So my first offer was to help people break free from their 9-to-5 jobs within 12 months. That was the basis of my coaching program, by starting an online business. Well, what I learned and what I found is that that is way too long of a timeline and way too big of a promise to make. Like, I can't promise people are going to quit their jobs. Now, I did it in 9 months for me, but some people might take 2 years. Some people might take 3 years. Some people might take 18 months. It's too long. So I reduced my offer down to a 90-day window, and the promise was different. So now it's a 90-day window. I help people launch their first sellable online offer within 90 days. There's no promise of leaving your job, because that is just too much pressure on me and really too much pressure on them. And it's also totally unrealistic. But with a 90-day time window, people can see that. Your clients will be able to see that, okay, in 90 days, if I invest in this coach, in this person, I can get a result. Which is exactly why you see making $10,000 a month in 90 days with only having to work a limited amount of time, by the way, which is complete nonsense. You can't do that. I've yet to meet anybody who has done that, but that's why you see that messaging. It's because it hits on all the points, which is, I want this result, right? I want to earn this amount of money within a certain period of time, and that time is usually short, without having to go through pain, right? Which is working a lot, right? So that's why you see the 2 to 4 hours per day, or in some cases, I've seen 2 hours per week. But think about that for your offer. Shrink it down. You got to get that dialed in. 70%, 80% done. Your clients are going to finish your offer for you, because as you work with them and you interact with them, they're going to complete the offer, because they're going to tell you what they're really, really challenged with. And then you're going to know, and you won't have to guess. The guesswork is eliminated, because your clients are saying, hey, I need this. I want this. I don't need this other part of your offer. These are the things that are really important to me. And if you get enough people that are saying the same thing repetitively, then you know that. I like to add zeros to it. So if you work with 5 clients, I add a 0, 2 zeros. You know that 50 people will want it. 500 people will want it. Probably 5,000 people will want it. Okay, so offer first. Now you have the offer. Great. What do you do next? You know who you're going to help. You know who you're going to help them with. And now you got to find people. And how do you find people? Because that is the biggest problem that you will always have, is you've got this offer, you've got this ability, you've got people you can help, you've got something that you think is really compelling. It's like, nobody knows who I am. So you got to solve that. That becomes your job. Not building websites, not building funnels, not all this other stuff that you hide behind to do the real work, which is you have to do lead generation and marketing. And if you don't, you'll never have a business. You'll never become a coach. And there's just no way to sugarcoat it. There's no easy way around it. You have to do the work, just like you do in your job. You don't go to your 9 to 5 all day and do nothing, do you? You have to do the work, and you have to do the important work. And the stuff that is going to put dollars into your bank account and make it happy is reaching out to people and doing lead generation. And there's a bunch of different ways you can do this. And I'll tell you what I would do going back from zero. I'll tell you what I did do first, but I'm going to tell you what I would do now. So I built my entire coaching business on TikTok. I went on that platform as a 40-something-year-old thinking that, hey, this is just a place for kids. And I started making videos and I started posting, and I posted every single day. And then when I got to enough followers, I started to go live, and I went live every single day for 30 days straight for 1 hour each time. And that's how I landed my first coaching client. Now, I would do free calls with people. I got on calls. That was my offer. I would get on a call with you for 30 minutes and I would help you. There would be no expectations. I would mention that I did have a one-to-one coaching program, but that was the way that I generated leads and built my email list, which was small in the beginning. I would have spent more attention to it at that point. I would have spent more time and energy building my list. But that's how I built my coaching business, was doing free calls. And there's such a huge benefit in doing free calls because, number one, you get to talk to people. So you get to practice, right? You get to practice being a coach, and then you get what they're challenged with. They'll tell you like, hey, I'm really challenged. I don't know what business to start. I got shiny object syndrome. I just don't think I'm any good enough. I got all these different ideas, and I still hear the same things today. I still do calls today. I don't do them for free, but I still hear the same exact things that I heard 5 years ago. Like, it doesn't change. But that's how I built my business, and I landed my first one-to-one client on a TikTok live. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. But knowing what I know now, here's exactly what I would do. I would open up a free Skool community. If you don't know what Skool is, I want you to check out Skool, because this is going to eliminate a lot of the tech issues that you might be concerned about. You don't need landing pages, you don't need funnels, you don't need websites. You need a Skool community. They have two different plans. One is $9 per month and the other one is $99 per month. For a brand new coach, the $9 plan is totally fine. So that means for $108 for the year, you can have a platform that allows you to bring a group of people together. You can do calls in there. You can build courses in there. You can send emails to them. This is really important. This is a great way to build an email list and communicate with your members once you have your paid offer ready. So build the free Skool community about your topic, right? Whatever it is that you're going to be coaching people with, and get your members in there. And your only job is to drive traffic to the group, to the Skool group. And I would do that using YouTube, just like I am right now. So I would make YouTube videos that would be helpful to my audience. The videos, the content in the videos would be no different than anything that I would coach that particular client on. Everything that I coach in my paid programs, in Mindset Skool, in my mastermind, in my one-to-one program, is all on my YouTube channel, all of it. And I'm not shy about that. And I teach all my clients this, is it shouldn't be different. What your clients are going to pay for is the order of the thing, right? What do I do first, second, third, fourth, and fifth? Because they don't want to look around my YouTube channel for 2 weeks or 3 weeks trying to figure it all out. They want to do it faster. They want to skip the line, if you will. The other reason is, well, there's two other reasons actually. The other reason is they want access to me, and they're going to want access to you. They're going to want to speak to you directly because you're the one who has the knowledge that they're looking for. They're also going to want probably some type of accountability or implementation of whatever's on your YouTube channel or whatever might be in your courses inside of your Skool community. You don't have to do courses inside of your Skool community, but that's the way I would do it. I would have a free community. I would have courses in there, and I would get free members in there until I had enough members in there to where I could flip it to paid. So I would make the group a paid group, and I would gradually raise the price as the members started to get results and as more members started to get in there. And again, this is another great reason Skool is so awesome, is because you can collect payments in there too. And then I would have an offer for a one-to-one coaching program. And I would make sure that I reminded the members inside of the group that, hey, I've got X number of spots open for my one-to-one program. I'd put an offer together on a Google document. I literally do this right now. I have my offers for my one-to-one coaching program are on a Google document, and I send it out to my prospects. I would do calls with them. I would offer every single member in a free community a one-to-one call with me. Without question, I would do that. Now, you might be thinking, how can I do one-to-one calls with a bunch of members? I'm telling you that you can do it. You are working a job more than likely. So you just set your schedule up, whether it's during lunch or whether it's in the evenings, or maybe you take a couple hours on a weekend to do calls, and you just do those one-to-one calls, 20, 30 minutes tops. Like, that's it. I do 20-minute calls, and I just help them. I serve them, and I don't ever pitch on the calls. They usually ask me, hey, can you tell me about the mastermind? How do I get more calls with you? And it's because I helped them unselfishly without asking for anything in return. Then you start to get the situation where they start asking you about what you have. And then it becomes much easier to sell when they're asking you. And if you have a good offer for the next step, like, hey, how do I get more time with you? How do I get more calls with you? Then it becomes that much easier to move them through the journey, the customer journey. And then you give them a result. You make sure that you get them a win. You pour into them when they hire you to be their coach. This is a very, very simple process. And this will be so simple that it will be boring for you, because all you need to do is just have a Skool community. So you need your offer, right? You got to do the offer. That was step number one. Then you got to find a way to get people into your community, right? Into your system, if you will. And you use Skool, the Skool platform, to do that. Open up a free community. Make sure that your about page text is really good. And again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to leave a link for you to check out the Skool platform. They have a 14-day free trial on either the $9 plan or the $99 plan. You literally have 14 days to get this thing built out. And I have videos that I've done where I show you how to open up a Skool community. They have videos in there too. It's like, it is a no-brainer. It's an easy thing for you to do. So you get people into the group. That's your job. Like, you're just telling people that you have this community. Join my free group. Join my free group. Make videos for them on YouTube. I would commit to a minimum of 1 per week. Do 2 if you can. And teach them exactly what you would be teaching them in your one-to-one program, or even in your courses inside your Skool group. Because remember, they are going to be paying for access to you and the order of the steps. So let's just say hypothetically that you had a 10-module course, which is a long course, but let's just say you had a 10-module course. Like, you, within the modules, you might have 5 or 6 lessons. Well, each lesson can become its own YouTube video. So you got plenty of content that you can do. And I'm not saying just take the course lesson from Skool and put it on YouTube. Just make a different version of it, right? Like, just talk about it like I'm doing right now. The courses inside of my Skool community are more of like a screen share style. So I don't do a lot of these videos where I'm not showing anything on the screen. I do that inside of the Skool group. So you bring the members in there, you interact with them, you get the data from them, you ask them questions. I do a lot of polls in my Skool groups because I want to know what they're challenged with, so that I can then give them what it is that they want. Hey, this is what I'm challenged with. This is what I want. This is what I need from you, Mr. or Mrs. Coach. Like, this is the thing that I need help with. And then you make it for them and you charge them money for it. And then it truly can become that simple. And then you just keep doing that over and over and over again. You don't get cute with it. Like, you just keep it simple. You're just executing every single day on a few things. And those things are just constantly tweaking your offer, making content that is helpful to your target audience and serving your audience inside of your Skool community, growing that Skool community. And again, eventually you're either going to go from free to paid, or you could keep it free the entire time and just have a paid offer, which is your one-to-one program, or maybe you have courses that you can sell in there. There's no right or wrong way to do it. But I noticed that I didn't say anything about websites or funnels. Like, that is overwhelming. This is the fastest way to get started. You can literally shut this video off and go open up a Skool community right now and be launched within an hour. And then you could download my Skill to Business formula and have an idea that's pretty dialed in within 15, 30 minutes if you don't go down rabbit holes using ChatGPT, using AI, much faster, because you don't have to build anything. You need an about page copy, right? Your landing page copy, which is only 1,000 characters. That's all you can do. And then you need some slides to show people what your group is about, and you can put a video on there as well. And if you want to see what my community looks like, and you can literally go in there and copy and paste it, put it in a ChatGPT and say, hey, I want my Skool group to look like Brian's, go check out Mindset Skool, and you'll see everything that I'm talking about on the about page and how you can make yours look very similar. There's nothing stopping you from being an online coach except for you. This is the easiest way to do it. So I want you to turn the video off and go take some action and take these steps that I just gave you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Let's go.